Good morning, everyone. It's Natalie, and welcome to my channel. Find joy in the journey. Today is a rainy gardening day. It has been raining since yesterday, and I know yesterday I said that it's just a trickle. It's not a downpour. Well, guess what? Even just a trickle can produce a large amount of rain. It is just a steady rain flow, but it's kind of continuous. It's going and going and going, and it hasn't let up. Now I have to admit the garden looks beautiful. I've been running in and out with umbrellas. That's why I say it's a rainy gardening day, because there were certain things, and I'm not referring to the stuff that's actually in the garden. I'm not gonna mess with any of that. But there's things in the greenhouse that needs to be taken care of, because when it's inside the greenhouse, it's not benefiting from the rain. It's not being watered. So I actually went in the greenhouse and took out a lot of those transplants, and I'm tending to them. So I'm having to run back in and out of the rain with my umbrella to go to the greenhouse. Now, it is a walk-in greenhouse, and now I'm really pleased with the walk-in greenhouse, because I can actually go inside there and I'm protected from the rain. And I mean, it's small, but still I can walk in there. And I'm a shorty. I'm only 5'4". I'm kind of a tiny person. And I can go inside there and tend to the little transplants in there. That's what I'm doing. My rainy day gardening is actually seedlings, dropping seeds, tending to the seedlings that are actually growing in the greenhouse, and also the transplants that I purchased from the local nursery and I brought home. They are suffering in there because it's not hot, but they're not benefiting from the water. And also because the greenhouse door is open, we have insects coming in, and it's like a little buffet in there. They're just enjoying themselves. So I have to go in there and I'm taking out some of the transplants and I'm tending to them. So that's what I'm doing today. Like, this is my rainy gardening day. So I will show you a few things that I'm doing. Actually, right now, just 1 second here. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm doing my rainy day gardening. I may drop a few more seeds, you never know. And then I will do a little maintenance and trimming on some of these transplants that were damaged while in the greenhouse. And just kind of suffered while they were in the greenhouse. I'm thinking it's mostly the Georgia collards, because but I'm gonna take every plant out individually and look at them and see what I need to do. So I'm gonna get back to it. I just wanted to hop on and say hi. And like I always say, if I do anything interesting, I will record it and share. Okay, you guys, I'm going to show you how I use my welding soldering iron to make drainage holes in these little planters, these plastic planters that may be too fragile for using something as powerful as a drill. I have cracked several planters with using a drill. And so I decided to go ahead and just get me a little soldering iron, and it's been working great. So I'll show you how I do it. Let's hope I don't screw up because I'm doing this real time and you're gonna see. All right, so it's good and hot right now. So be very careful. And you're just gonna press, and I kind of do a little thing like that. I just kind of, you see? So I press like this. The soldering iron do is the work, but I kind of give it a little twist so I can make the hole bigger. Okay, and if I feel like it is too coated, I may take something like this and quickly just kind of wipe it off. But be careful because it is hot. Okay. There we go. And I'll put some over here. I try not to do too many. I think sometimes, I know I said I like my pots holy, but sometimes they may be too holy. Because if you have too many, you know, like, remember, I always go back to those, everybody was using those, I know you can't see me here, but I know everybody was using those Dollar Tree. This is very hot, so I'll be very careful. I'm gonna put it back. It has a little stand to put it in. I'm gonna put it over here on the stand. Okay, so that's out of the way. You can see. Everybody was, at one point, was using these little stackable planters that we were getting from the Dollar Tree. And they had an area on the bottom of that where you can put several holes. But it was suggested by many people who had used them that you don't open or all those holes, those drainage holes on the bottom. I know it's weird, you're not seeing my face. So it was suggested that you don't poke out all the holes, the drainage holes, just one, because they were so shallow and so small, these planters, that the water would just drain so quickly, and next thing you know, your soil is dry again because it's a very small planter. So the less drainage holes, when you have like a little small planter like that, with just a little touch of soil, you may not want to put too many drainage holes, or you find yourself having dry soil too soon, and then you're just constantly just rewatering. So that's why I'm thinking, even with these, let's not do too many drainage holes. So there they are. I think that's enough. What do you think? I'll show you again on, there's a different planter. This one is kind of, it's thicker. Okay. Much thicker. This brown one, it has kind of a faux wooden look to it. Not too much thicker. I tell you what, it just, suppose it's, they paint it, or it's dark so they make it look thicker, but it's not much thicker than this little, this one here. I got these from Dollar General, and they actually were on sale. They had a sale where you actually buy one and get one free. Buy one, get one free. So, you know, it means I have two of these for $8. I had two of these for $5. So it was a buy one, get one. I think it was a buy one or get two. I can't remember. Buy one, get two. I know it was a really great sale. So my soldering iron is good and hot. So let's get to it. Okay. Kind of do it where you can see. And I do a little twist. Also to make the hole bigger. Look, this smell is something, I tell you. There we go. There's a few even drainage holes. Even meaning, you know, just kind of spread out. There you go. I think that's perfect on this one. What you think? And I'm gonna wipe it. Kind of double the cloth like that. All right. Back in its holder. So there you go. See from this side. Okay. So I have 2 more to do like that. I just wanted to show you how I do it. All right. Okay, so I'm done with this. So for safety, I go ahead and unplug it immediately and let it cool down. I'll actually put it somewhere just in case, because there's so much clutter under here and I'm always moving around. I go ahead, see it's still smoking. I go ahead and put it away in a place where it can cool down safely. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, you guys, I wanted to share something else with you. Hi. This is another thing. On days like this, when I can't really get out in the garden, there's other things that can be done either in the house or here under the patio, and it's related to my gardening. One of the things that I do is I have a compost bin, and I started with my first compost bin. I have 2 now. My first compost bin was around this time last year, and that's when I started gardening. I started gardening June of 2023. So I've been gardening for a little over a year, and I started my compost bin being my very first one. And the things that I learned about composting is that you use your browns. And since I started composting in June, not June, but I can't exactly remember the exact month I started composting, but I know it was around the time where we had a lot of fall leaves. So I used to go around the yard and I would gather leaves from my tree here. I have a pecan tree here, and just other little leaves that would fall in the yard, and those were my browns. So with compost, you need greens, you need browns, and greens is your nitrogen. So that's what and then you have kitchen waste. So you have banana peels, eggshells, coffee grounds. Like if you're cutting up celery and you don't use the little celery tops, you can use that. What else? Just like but you don't want anything that's cooked. You don't want anything that's greasy. You don't want any dairy. With the eggs, you just want the eggshells. I think you some people, I think they actually rinse them out. You don't want any of the yolk or anything that's with the egg. You just want the shells. So things like that. And one of the things we started doing, because once the fall leaves were gone and the seasons began to change, I didn't have any brown. So I began to collect toilet paper rolls, and my family started helping, and paper towel rolls. Okay? This takes a long time to break down. Okay? So what I do is, and this is what I'm going to show you. This is one of the tasks that you can do on rainy days like this, where you can just sit and look, turn on something and watch YouTube videos. Turn on a movie. If you're inside the house, this is something that can be done inside the house also. Turn on a movie. Stuff like this where you just want to zone out, watch a movie, and just let your hands freely do the work. Right here is my paper shredder. So what I do is you saw me just kind of tear open the paper towel roll or toilet paper roll, and you're going to put it through the shredder. Okay? And if you really get your momentum going, you can just watch TV and this rainy day, and I'll tell you what, because the reason why I stopped is there's a little trigger button there, and it's kind of, that is not over where the trigger button is. So what I do is I say button, but there's a little mechanism in there that triggers it to start shredding. So what I do is I just put in another and put it near that little trigger mechanism. You don't want it too thick either, because I mean it can shred a good bit, but I'm kind of careful. I don't want to put something too thick in there because it'll get stuck. So but that's what I do. Just sit out here. And just this little busy work, but it's something that goes towards my little gardening project because it is for my compost. So I have, as you can see, one of those 13-gallon garbage bags. I had 2 of them. Well, we have been collecting for some time now. But you see, you have to find time for these things. So with the gardening, and I was doing so much in the garden for summer, basically, I honestly say with summer gardening, I just really felt like I was trying to keep everything alive. I was trying to, being that I was so busy working in the garden and rearranging things, stuff like this, it was hard to find time. So I kept putting it off. So we just start collecting it in bags like this. And I'll say one of these days when things slow down, I'm just going to sit and watch a movie and sit here and shred my paper goods, the rolls actually, for the compost bin. And I'm going to give you a look. Okay, I think I've shown you this before, but for those who are new and didn't see it, see, it's shredded. So it helps, it'll break down faster than putting a whole big roll in there. It breaks down faster, so I just wanted to show you that. Also, a lot of people say you can use mail when you're composting. I don't like to use things that have been dyed. You're not supposed to use anything that has a label on it or that has, like glue, like something that's stuck on with tape or glue or whatever. And I don't personally like using mail because of the fact that it has ink and dyes in it and stuff like that. And I'm trying to stay as organic as possible. So I like these because I feel like, I mean, I'm sure something is done to it in the process of making them into rolls, but I have a feeling it's a lot less chemicals and dyes and stuff used on these than it is on the flyers. They say get your flyers out of your mail. That's what I mean by mail. The flyers and stuff like that. You know, sale flyers and little things that come in the mail like that, that's junk mail that you want to get rid of. They were saying to use that in your compost bin, but I don't do that. I like to use stuff like this that I feel like is not as like I said, all the dyes and additives that they put in certain things. And I just feel like this is better. So this is pretty much the only paper products that I use in my compost. So there you have it. Like on a day like today, this is perfect. But I will do this later on when I'm done with the other things I'm doing. Right now, it is greenhouse cleanup. I'm going in there and continuing to work on those seedlings, and also dropping new seeds and of different things that I want to plant. Go ahead and get those seedlings started because time's wasted. It's already September, and hey, fall is just around the corner. The first day of fall is like the 20th, I believe, the 22nd of September. So, and the temperatures are going to cool down slightly. I don't know how it is going to be in Louisiana, but the temperatures will drop, and I think a lot of things in the garden is going to flourish even more because with the cooler temperatures and certain things in the garden, it likes a certain type of temperature, and it will really flourish. So I'm looking forward to that. So basically, it's a lot of preparation for the fall gardening, and this You know, it's just one of the things that's part of the garden. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I'm signing off.